Hey guys, we are now live. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was tired and I wasn't going to go live. Hey Pauline, how are you, sweetie? I ain't gonna lie, was not gonna go live. I was tired. I took me a little nap and something just said, just get it done, honey. Get it done because it's gonna be there tomorrow. Because I had scheduled it for I think 4 o'clock. Then I said, let me just go. So we're here now. So we got a lot of stuff to cover. I'm going to show you 2 videos so we can do recaps for those of y'all that have not saw the video. And I also want to address the situation with queenopp. There's a lot of that's why when you're online, you only can believe what you see and hear from your own ears and your own eyes because sometimes things are planted there. It's designed for chaos because people love drama and seeing the misery because misery loves company, right? So we're gonna get into this. I want to first start off with Chrisean Rock. Is very, very questionable. Hey Lulu, it's very, very questionable why these popos came to Blueface's house yesterday. Now it's only a few things that I can think of, and it's really suspicious the behavior of Chrisean Rock and how she was acting. Looked like the dear life was pulled out of her. I don't know if it's because she does have warrants in alleged 3 states, like Whack 100 saying. I don't know if Carlissa and Whack 100 are behind trying to get her out the house. I also don't know if it's what Chrisean said, which was there's a troll page that is calling the local authorities, doing basically wellness checks because of Junior, because there's a lot of people very concerned about his I guess his cry. It's called cat syndrome. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that because that is somebody's little one, and I think that is kind of inappropriate when you see videos surfacing around and they're diagnosing somebody's little one, because you wouldn't want no one doing it to you. Now I understand she's a social media influence. Yep, she looks scared. Oh, we're gonna look at the video. Now, I'm trying to tell you, sis, but something's going on. And let me tell you this. When when I say there's something she's not telling us, I'm not saying she's obligated to tell us any of her business. She doesn't owe us anything. She's an entertainer. All she owes us is to do her job, and that's to entertain his fathers with her music. Other than that, if she chooses to pick and choose what she wants to tell us and not be transparent about her personal life, she has every right to, because we don't owe her no explanation about our lives. But she started something she couldn't finish. She wrote a check she couldn't cash. It was cute and fun when her and Blueface was trying to wake up the algorithm and clout chase to get, more supporters and views, you know, and get more bags behind the drama. And it's got way out of control. Okay. Because even with these DVs that Blueface was doing right after he picked up that case in Nevada, how do you come back and pick up a DV with your baby, two of your baby's mothers, and you already got a felony that was, well, Whack 100 gives himself credit for it, but you had a felony that was turned to a misdemeanor on a serious charge in Nevada. You were ordered to pay this man $13 million with interest. Now it's 14 million, and you come back to California and pick up 2 more cases, and then you're at a concert with Jaidyn and you put hands on one of the fans in the audience and demand for Jaidyn to fight the chick. Sometimes people get above themselves because they're in the limelight. They're taking this to their head and they think they're above the law. And I just don't understand, if Blueface no longer owns that house and it's in Whack 100 name, What made him think that it was gonna be okay? It was gonna fly. He don't like Chrisean, that she was gonna be able to stay in that house that allegedly now is in his name. And for number one, why is it even in his name? What is going on with Blueface and his finances? Because if his finances were right, he would have somebody set in place just to pay if he owes on a house a mortgage, his monthly mortgage, his lights, his utilities, and to take care of it, to make sure whatever needed to be maintained around that house was done. Whack 100 is getting her out of the house, will help her out herself together. But you know what? I saw her best friend. I can't think of the girl's name. The one that was babysitting Junior, and Blueface took the baby from her and got her beat up, and she had lumps on her head because after the aftermath, she told her side of the story, Chrisean's best friend, and they had showed pictures of the story she told was not all that accurate because she looked like she was lumped up. So yeah, she got I don't know who he put on her to make her head look like that, but she was all lumped up, and it was because she was watching Junior at like 4 in the morning, and Chrisean was out somewhere, probably with a dude or with K Suave, and Blueface didn't like it. Hey Jaidyn, I don't know, this wouldn't happen. CPS was eventually going to catch up with them. Well, yeah, that's true. But we need to get down to the bottom of, if they came to the house and started all that disturbance like that, why didn't they take her in if she allegedly has 3 warrants in 3 different states? I don't care if she's Christian or not. If it was me or you, they would have took us in. They would have booked us, processed us, and they would have haved us to the nearest state. Taxpayers would have paid for it's called having. That means transporting her to where one of her warrants are at, the closest state to California, because she would have been in custody if she got arrested at that house, and she would have had to clear up them warrants because she had 3 of them. And if you got 3 in 3 different states allegedly, now the courts are looking at it like you're disrespecting the system, because you're not trying to clear nothing up. We had to come get you to clear these warrants up. So, her name is Marsh. Okay. Yeah. Well, she's it looks like when she was talking on one of her IG stories, that looks like the house Chrisean Rock used to live in. And they're allegedly saying when she moved in with Blueface, that another girl in Marsh was gonna live in the house and take care of the house. So if Blueface and her didn't work out, she would at least have somewhere to go. So that's how that popped off. But I'm gonna play this video because y'all may not have saw the video, and I also want to do some commentary with y'all too and give you my thoughts. I did do some commentary to the premiere videos, but I want to talk with y'all, and I want to hear what y'all think about this, because this is crazy. This is really ludicrous here. So let me pull it up now, and then we'll get into the queenopp situation, because that's another mess in itself. That right there. Phew. I don't know where to begin with that. But I'm gonna tell you what was told to me. Um, and we're gonna get down to the bottom of what's really going on with that situation as well. So I'm going to pull up not I'm gonna pull up the first video, and then we'll get started. Hold on one second, because I'm not doing this right. Let me stop sharing. Stop sharing. And I apologize. I do this all the time, but hey, it is what it is. I was not planning on going live today. I was so tired, and I had a 7 o'clock live with y'all, but I just couldn't do it. I was so tired. So we're gonna do this one here first. But it's really puzzling to me how this girl was that shook up. Them coming to the house. Would it? No, I don't want to do that one yet. Let me do the other one. to me, it's just really puzzling how she was that scared. And for what? If she didn't do anything, she doesn't have any warrants. If she knows that no one's looking for her about Junior, why is she so, afraid? So I don't know what's going on. It could we don't know what's going on. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It could be more than what you think it is, honey. And stuff. But like I said, people don't have to tell you at the end of the day what's going on with them. They have every right not to. So, you just gotta, whenever Chrisean is comfortable telling her supporters, fans, haters, congratulators, and all that, what she wants to tell them, then she'll tell us. But until then, we can't sit there and stop making up all these conspiracy theories and all this other stuff because she's gotta wanna tell us when she's ready to tell us. And she's not comfortable with telling us. We won't know until she's ready to tell us. Period. So here it is right here. Here it is right here. So as y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button, and we're going to play this beautiful bean footage here. You hear the knocking?
They said the sheriff is what? Oh. It's just like, what's going on?
Oh, I want to say something to you. Somebody in the comment section, they might be in here now. I can't remember the name of the person that left the comment, but I was weak. They said, I can't remember how they said, basically they were saying, who acts like they're hiding when they're probably looking at them live on social media, and they know that they're in the house, but they're hiding like the police don't know they're in there. All they got to do is go to social media and they're on live so that they know they're in the house. So how are they hiding? But when they said that, I'll read the comment, but it was just so funny. I said, I'm weak, please.
Mm-hmm.
They come around the side and look at the back.
They do that?
No, they better go right there.
Look, I'm gonna go.
Chrisean was shook.
Let me get up off of here. I got a plan
I know
real
you
quick.
are.
All right.
This is crazy.
They keep leaking the address and keep calling the cops. I don't know why. My baby's fine. He's great.
And he didn't answer it either, Lulu.
I ain't leaving my son. But so basically, look.
You see how she did that?
So I found out a little bit. I educated myself a little bit. So basically,
I want to give a shout out to Trisha's World for catching this clip that I needed. I also want to let you guys know that I will be going live today at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this is a big mystery to me. I'm not understanding why the sheriff department was banging on the door looking for Chrisean Rock. Now, is it because of the WAC 100 situation? Is it because of the alleged warrants in 3 different states that are allegedly surfacing all around social media that Chrisean Rock It's has? something. Or was it one of the neighbors that have been complaining since they moved in the joint? Because the reason why I'm saying that is from what Carlissa had said in one of her lives. You know they're She doesn't watching. hold anything a secret. When she was living there, they were having neighbor issues. And I'm wondering, why did they come to the house? This is still unclear to me. But until I do further due diligence on it, even the comment section, they could fill me in on, oh, this is the reason why they came. But until I hear it from the horse's mouth, the whole scenario, and I did in fact record some of the aftermath, then I'll be able to get down to the bottom of why the sheriffs were there, department, to see Chrisean Rock. Oh, I believe she got another warrant because she didn't open that door. They knew she was in there because they probably seen her live. That's why, who does a shh, be quiet? Let's act like we're not in there. Duh, you're on live. I mean, somebody get security. It's really crazy how this is going down. You would think that Blueface would make a sound judgment to tell Chrisean to leave the
On
premises
live.
of that address where we allegedly thought that he owned that house that is allegedly now in Whack 100's name. This is too chaotic, but I really think that some people thrive off of chaos. And I think the responsible and normal thing to
Normal
do
thing.
would have been to just tell Chrisean the first instant that something popped off, and it was with Whack 100 as soon as he went to jail, was for her to leave. For her to have to be subjected to this, probably the whole duration of the time that she is in the house, because allegedly, could somebody ask me why won't she go home if she has a plan B if it doesn't work out with Blueface, that she's gonna go back home anyways? Why don't she go home? Why is she still there? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm hearing two sides of that story. She has 7 days to leave. Then I'm hearing that Whack 100 is giving her another warning, and she is able to stay in the house. But it's just not good, her being a young mother. They can use evidence, the court system could, of these videos, her behavior, her how she's moving out here in social media with a 5-month-old, referring to Junior, and basically take Junior from her. And and some other things can happen that don't need to happen and was not happening until she stepped foot into Blueface's um home. When she was living at her own house, you really never heard of stories of police coming to the house, you know like this. Now, if they did come, it was because of incidents that Blueface and Chrisean Rock were having with each other. She would either call the police, or maybe they were coming to the house because of disturbance. Because allegedly they're saying that Chrisean Rock lived in a pretty nice area. I don't know. I'm not from LA, but they're saying, according to Whack 100, why would she leave basically what is considered like almost like the Hollywood Hills to even be in the location that Blueface was living at prior to him going to jail? Why would he move her back in to the home? Because we know that when they had off and on relationship from the past, Chrisean was staying with Blueface there, but he wasn't in jail. Now he's in jail, and people who do not like Chrisean are attacking Chrisean. Chrisean has to make a sound decision herself, though, going forward. Is this what I want? Do I do I want to be in a situation with my child where this is gonna continuously happen? Um, so Krishan was very shooken up. And I think because of that, because a lot of criticism was talked about on social media, it was an uproar because she started bringing in religion and the spiritual aspect of things. And I think it was because she was scared. The sheriff departments were at the door. She didn't know what was going on, and again, we don't know if she has any active warrants. This is why they were at the door.
Lulu, that
We
makes
don't
sense.
know if it was because of the neighbors or Whack 100. It's just kind of a coincidence that Whack 100 has publicly been going onto platforms and onto his own social media platform on IG, and he is expressing how he wants Chrisean out of his house. So we don't know if it's some dry snitching going on, because this is kind of a coincidence that all of this is happening. There's no altercations between Blueface because he's locked up and Chrisean. There might be loud music. Maybe Chrisean's in the studio and the neighbors are complaining. That's probably the only noise that is being happening around the spot. There are orders that she probably can't have certain company in there, so we know it's not them being rowdy, and I don't think that they would be rowdy, jeopardizing the situation for Chrisean Rock, because they know that she's on thin ice being there. I don't even think that anyone can be in that house but Chrisean Rock Jr. and Blueface's father, which allegedly they're also saying that Wack 100 wants Chrisean out and the father. So, there's a lot of mass confusion. This is design. I really feel like Blueface is being selfish because he has to keep this mass destruction up. He doesn't know what he's facing after he leaves that California jail as far as Nevada and what happened in Las Vegas with that club owner. So, him violating probation terms in Nevada, in the area of Las Vegas, he doesn't know if he's going to have to serve extra time because those are two separate incidents. And I really think that he's afraid he can get out and make the money. But if he does not keep his name alive in the mess, the circus continuing, that he's going to not make any money when he gets out because the algorithm is going to go down to some disrespectful numbers where they're up high still, search engine wise, people searching for Blueface, Chrisean, Chrisean, Bonnie Lachey, but it all turns back to Blueface and all the self-destruction and the planning and the manipulation that he's been doing, and it's keeping him relevant. And he needs to keep this up. He's using Chrisean, as we know, as a pawn, and the pawn is a messed up pawn because we know that she is mentally not built to be put as a pawn or set as anyone to be the fall guy. One, she has someone she has to look after beside herself. Two, they're allegedly saying the financial situations going on with her. They're also saying, allegedly that she is homeless. They're saying that she does not, in fact, have the home that she was living in. She got evicted from there. So there's a lot of things that are circulating. I think that even though she's not locked up, if she in fact does have warrants, and it's because she's Chrisean Rock, considered a celebrity. If you get a cop in a good mood, they can tell you to listen. Those warrants are in different states. Go clear them up. You have money to do it. You're not just an average, citizen out here that can't afford to go to 3 alleged states to clear warrants. Clear your warrants up, and we won't have to come to the house. But then on the other hand, cops, if you get a bad cop in a bad mood, they could take you into custody, have you around to the courts to clear up your warrants. Remember, Chrisean lies a lot as well as Blueface and all the rest of the gang. Now, I'm not trying to say she's a narcissist. I think that sometimes some lies that people say that are in the social media spotlight are because they're trying to protect their identity and some of their sanity and some of what makes them human. And they have every right to, because just because they um do a service that is a public service to the public and they're known worldwide, that doesn't mean that they owe you an explanation about their whole life story. So I'm going to keep you updated on what's going on, but I know that Chrisean is going through some changes right now. I think she really needs to get herself out this situation. It's not looking like it's getting better, it's getting worse. And she has to stop thinking about Junior and not the in love with Blueface, because right now Blueface is not loving himself enough to even make a sound decision, that maybe she needs to get herself out of this house into a healthier environment and make money to keep herself occupied and in a positive vibe so that she can thrive. And if she does have to, in fact, be in a relationship when Blueface gets out and she has to help him with his financial obligations, which is paying that club owner, she's able to do it because she's getting a bag. She's doing something positive while he's locked up. She's no good at that house sitting around and not knowing when these sheriff departments are going to come banging on the door again.
They said the sheriff is what?
Hmm?
Oh,
Oh,
it's just like, what's going on? What do you mean?
she making her on the side and look at the back.
They do that?
No, you better know that.
Look, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm.
This is just my opinion. I think that she does have warrants. I think that Whack 100 didn't just get on to social media and just just say a bogus lie about she has 3 warrants in 3 states. I mean, people, if they know her government name, can look that up. That's like information that is available to the public. You can call the clerk's office in whatever state that he's allegedly saying that she has these warrants at, and you can look that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that he's lying about her having warrants. And somebody said in the chat here, I'm trying to look for it now. Um she probably was hiding out at Blueface's house, but she's trying to make the public think that she was there because they were reconciling and they're back together and she moved in. That don't make any sense to me. You have your own place. You know that's Wax property. Somebody said it's underneath the management company. He doesn't like you. So now that Blueface is in jail, it's fair game. So if he doesn't want you in something that his name is on and he knows that Blueface is in jail, why would he want you? You already told not to even do concerts, shows, not to do any club appearances where you're getting paid like 30,000 just to sit and pop bottles, and you're just gonna be sitting up in a house. Who's gonna even pay the rent? Which Blueface probably got Whack 100 paying all the utilities and all the maintenance to keep that house up until he gets out. But you're gonna have someone he can't stand laying up in there. That don't make any sense to me. I also have a feeling that Blueface is throwing rocks and hiding his hands. He's the type of person, and I know men in my real life that they're so bitter. It says it's because another nosy content creator asks people to call because they are acting like she is hurt. Oh, well, we don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of he said, she said. It says all she needs to do is retain an attorney. Unfortunately, she will have to appear because she's is a felon, but she can fix this. That's what I don't understand. Go into these court, taking like random trips to say Baltimore, you know, to see the family. She sometimes pops up over there, and goes to see the family out of state. Take the ride or the plane. Go to these states. You'll get it's respected when you go into court and clear up your warrants than if you get caught on the street and you got 3 warrants. It don't look good. And it also is a disrespect to the courts because they look at it like, if we didn't pick you up, you wasn't coming in to clear them up. You just would have been walking around here with warrants. Just go clear them up. And then they'll give you another court date to come in and take care of them. What possibly could be that serious about these warrants, if she in fact does have warrants, that she don't just go clear them up? If you're so concerned of the well-being of your child and somebody taking your child, you're not looking like a good parent by hiding out at Blueface's spot or Whack 100 spot, hiding from the police. Then you don't open the door. You know that they came by there because they're watching. They knew Chrisean was in that house. And the foolish thing that I think that Blueface's father did was listen to Chrisean and not open the door. He could get in trouble too by doing that. You were in there with Chrisean. You let Chrisean tell you not to open the door? Like, where do they do that at? And I'm gonna answer the question. Somebody asked me, how do I feel about her having a tattoo on her face of Blueface? I don't feel no kind of way. That's her business. But if you want to know my honest opinion, she's a fool. You just took one off your neck. Now you got one on your face. What is this all about? Whose idea was this? Because I know that Blueface played a role in this crash dummy move, okay? She fell for the banana in the tailpipe. That's how I feel about that situation. And it's foolish because she knows that's why she kept her house. She allegedly is not put out of her house. And the two girls, Marsh and some other girl, is living, I think Jay, is living in that house. And she's keeping it so that if it doesn't work out with her and Blueface, she has somewhere to go. Go back. If you have somewhere to go, stop trying to stay there where the police know where you're at. You're going to eventually have to open the door. And I'm going to tell you something. The father's going to say, well, they ain't got no warrant. How you know they ain't got no warrant to come search the house? No, not no warrant. He said they don't have no, I guess, no search warrant. Like, you have to get that through the she could have a warrant, but they would have to go into court and order the judge, not order the judge, but ask the judge to get a search warrant to come in the house to get Chrisean. Now she has a warrant, that's a difference. So if she is in the house, um if she opens the door, they have the right to take her because there's a warrant, active warrant in her name. But if she doesn't open the door, they don't have the right to just use force to come in there to get her because they would need a search warrant to search for her in that house because that house is not Chrisean's house. It's underneath somebody else's name. She might be in that house, but they don't have the right to go into somebody else's property without getting a search warrant, and you would have to get that issued through the courts from a judge. They would have to sign off on that. But I don't get it. Instead of being online, take that time out because you ain't saying nothing. You flip flop too much. You go from religion and being holy to ratchet. Take that time that you spend doing these little pop in lives talking about a bunch of nothing and go clear up your warrant so you can regain your freedom. Because having warrants for anybody is watching over your back. It's bad enough you got to watch over your back with no warrants to be safe. Now you got to watch over your back because wherever you go, you can get stopped and taken into custody. And 9 times out of 10, if that happens, just like in this case, Junior's going to be with you. He can't be locked up with you. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to call CPS, take him in to CPS, and he'll be in a foster care facility unless Carlissa is willing enough to play good grandma and take her grandson. But even then, it might take a couple of days to a week, and you don't want your child around some foster parents that are strangers until that gets figured out. She's not using her head. She's not using her head at all. She should have kept her behind at her own spot or moved out of her spot, moved somewhere else, d- uh, you know, laid low until she went and cleared up them warrants. Period, point blank. Why make something into nothing? What are you hiding from? What did you rob a bank? What did you do? Did you rob a Brinks truck? What did you do that you are hiding from the authorities like you can't be found? It just don't make no sense. And by her hiding and they know she's in the house, you're just making your situation worse. You're going to end up behind bars like Blueface. And ain't nobody going to be around to be a parent to Junior. So you being unfit. You're showing us that you're unfit. So yeah, it is probably a troll page or some social media influencer that don't like what Chrisean's doing and they're in their feelings and they're trying to set her up to get Chrisean's son taken from her. But you're displaying to the public that you're a bad mother by the cops at the door, and they're at the door because you're not taking care of your responsibility. There's too much time in a day once you wake up that you can write down one day before you go to bed a list of what you need to take care of. And that what should be on the top of that list should be you clearing up them alleged warrants. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. And I don't understand how she is thinking this is a game. It's not a game. You're not going to be able to stay at Blueface's house or even go back to the spot that you allegedly still have that you said that you didn't get evicted from. You have to clear up the warrants. They're going to keep coming to your spot or where they think that you're at until you clear up those warrants, Chrisean. Period. It's not going to go away. You are a high profile celebrity. You can't hide nowhere. You're not no average person. I just don't get like she tries to make things make sense that don't make no sense. I just don't get how she let it get far like this. And Blueface gonna tell her, "Oh, you can go over to my spot." You know, Wack 100 don't like her. So what are you trying to set her up? Very questionable. Blueface is very questionable too. I'm kind of side-eyeing him too. Very questionable. But I'm gonna play this other one here that I want you guys to hear. For those of you that may not have heard it. So let me share this one. But this is crazy. Chrisean need to get her mind right for she mess around and be right where Blueface is at. Then that poor little baby won't have a mother or a father to help raise him. She's gonna make her situation worse. I saw Chrisean Rock on live earlier today, and it seems to me that she's having a breakdown. And this is just my opinion. You know, I hope she works things out because, you know, she has a small one. But she was like on a prayer live, and Carlissa got really upset because her attitude was like, you don't play with God. So sometimes Carlissa plays with God too, because if you call yourself a good Christian, you shouldn't be sitting up there, first and foremost, seeing the downfall of Chrisean. I don't care what she may have said or did. You're supposed to be the adult in the situation. You know these people are not stable, and this is what is going on. You know, you are the one that had Blueface, and he's actually, to me, no better than Chrisean, if not worse. Yep. And it's really sad, exactly, you know, that she's sitting up there, you know, picking a side, which I get it, it's her son, and everybody else, you know, they're demons. You know, Jaidyn's a demon, Chrisean Rock's a demon. Chrisean Rock comes from a situation, okay? We know that if she doesn't get her act together in that house while that name is on the title, Wack 100, I'm quite sure it's not Wack 100 on the title, but his government's name's on that title of that house, he's going to make it really hard for Chrisean Rock to stay there with Junior, which is sad because you would think that he would put all of that aside and just be humble and just let her stay there. As long as she's not in there breaking stuff up, having like company that's not supposed to be in there, I don't see any problem at all with, you know, the girl having, you know, that place for her and Junior. If that's what Blueface wants her to be, then you can't be the one calling the shots about how it should be. You know, obviously there's a reason for why Blueface put the house in his name. I don't know if it's a financial situation. I don't know if it's he knew he was going to go to jail. I don't know. But all I know is, yes, Taper, I saw that. We're going to talk about that too. Trust me, I'm getting to it. I'm just trying to get this from yesterday out the way. We're going to talk about it. That's messy too, that situation. They're trying to bring it down. They're like on a smear campaign on Chrisean Rock. Chrisean Rock better tread lightly. Stop being up here on social media acting crazy. Stop flip-flopping with this religion thing. Then you're doing stuff that don't even look like you a holy sister. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay on one side. You can't keep flip-flopping like this, sure, okay? Does. And I really think that because she lost so many subscribers, you know, Chrisean, I think she's doing this for clout and also to wake up the algorithm again and get her following back. So she's trying to do anything to try to stay in the good graces of the people that she lost. But you know what's so did the police put her out? No, she was still in there. And that's funny you brought that up. Thank you for reminding me. When I had recorded the live, she was crying. She had been crying. But no, the police didn't put her out. So I don't think she has a warrant, because I don't care who she is. If the police came, obviously WAC 100 had to have called them to the residence. Somebody did, right? Number one, they should have put her out, or if she had a warrant, they should have arrested her. Allegedly, the father's there, Big Jonathan. So I really don't know what's up with that. I don't really know what's going on with that. But no, they didn't arrest her. They didn't put her out the house, because the reason why I say arrest is because she allegedly has warrants, according to WAC 100 in, I think, 3 states. This is what WAC 100 said. So this is the only thing we can go by, is what he said. I don't know how true it is. We're going to have to do our due diligence, because we know that, and they start up mass confusion because they are mad at these people or entities. It says, but she said she did have a warrant. She did have a warrant, but since it's out of state, they can't do nothing in California. Well, yeah, and you can get some nice police that will not want to deal with that and say, listen, you got to go clear it up. By law, they'll have to tell her she has to go clear it up. She can't be walking around with these warrants. But then you could get a cop that's having a bad day, and they could take you in, and guess what? Because she is Chrisean Rock, they can hold her. They could have held her, and then they call it have, and have you to that state, have you in the court. Of course, the taxpayers are going to have to pay to get her transported to where the warrants are at, but they could have haved her in, which they didn't, and then to ensure she went and cleared up the warrants, they would have took her to the nearest state to them, if there's 3 warrants in 3 different states, allegedly. And then after they took her to the nearest state near them, then that state would probably have her to the next state nearest them until she got them all cleared up with the courts. So that's definitely how any state would do it. If you get a cop who is in a bad mood and decides that you have a warrant, I don't care if it's the warrants in the North Pole with Santa Claus, you're going in. And she just got lucky. And not only that, you got to understand, she's a young mother. They probably came in and seen and said, look, man, this is crazy. And they probably looked at Junior and said, wow, little boy's only 5 months old. And they probably was like, we can't do that, man. How are we going to tear this mother away from her son, but for some warrants? They probably looked them up, and they're probably not no serious warrants that they had to do all that, where they had to put the baby in CPS custody or something, Child Protective Services, because or leave the child with the grandfather and then take her in to the police station and book her and all that. So whoever came to the house, I like that they didn't take her in. I'm glad that they didn't take her in. I'm glad. But yeah, she needs to really tread lightly and stuff. Chrisean she needs to be humble, keep her mouth closed. You chose to listen to Blueface tell you to go move over there in his house. And I think the reason why he's doing all that, he's trying to consolidate the money that they have. I don't think that Blueface, in my opinion, has any money. And if he does, it's probably not enough, to live the way he's used to living. So he's trying to confine Chrisean to one spot, which is the Blueface house, which allegedly WAC 100 is in his name. He owns, I guess, temporarily, I would say, until he gets out. And then what will happen is, then maybe, I don't know, he'll get the house back. I don't know what's going to happen. You see how Carissa's trying to get him to get house arrest and stay at Jaidyn. She doesn't want him nowhere near that house that he was living in prior to going to jail. And that's the only reason why she wants him at Jaidyn's, because she don't like Jaidyn either, is because of the simple fact that she really can't stand Chrisean. So we know that if he got house arrest, he's not, no, let me rephrase this. If he gets house arrest, he probably can't stay in the same house as Chrisean anyways, because she's the victim that he has the DV on. So I don't know how these states run things, you know what I'm saying? But I will tell you that I just really feel like, Chrisean Rock needs to humble herself, take care of Junior. I think she shouldn't listen to Blueface with the no concerts. If somebody wants you to do an appearance at a club and you're gonna get $30,000, walk out the door with that, and you got some clubs lined up, just going to the club, popping some bottles. You don't even have to drink. Sit there, listen to the music, get up and dance. Do your little 1 2 1 2, get the bag and keep it moving. That's her smartest bet. So we're gonna see how that plays out. I really hope that it plays out in her favor too. And she's not walking around here, slowly going broke, because we don't know if Blueface is gonna get out in July. You feel what I'm trying to say to you? So we just gotta play it by ear and hear, what is being said, and do our due diligence and make sure that the information that's being received is correct, so that everybody's on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And, to be honest with you, even if things come out that we didn't know about, I don't look at it like they're being sneaky or deceitful. They have the right. It's their business to keep their business to themselves. And they don't have to share that with us. We have to understand that. They have the right to keep their business to themselves. They have the right to tell us what they want us to know, and that only. So, you can't look at somebody who's not running all their business, because when you put people in your business, they stay in your business. So it's understandable to me why we're just now finding out a lot of things that are just coming out now that Blueface went to jail. Like, one being that it is, in fact, wack 100s, at least to the meantime, in between time, it is his spot. That house is in his name right now. Has been signed over, probably been signed over to him. I think there was a one point in time Blueface probably did have, the rights, and it was his house, and his name was on that house. But something went wrong. It'll come out, because trust and believe, when wack 100 gets mad, he gets even. And what does he do? He does like they all do. They get on the social media and they run the business. We can almost forget that he's a ex-gang member or an active gang member, because he gets on to social media and he talks. He be dry snitching. And, things are said that shouldn't be said. And it comes out of wack 100's mouth and he don't take it back. So, it is what it is. I don't think he lies about everything. A lot of what he's saying is starting to really add up to me. And I don't even think at this point that he's lying about that house being his. I believe the house was signed over to him by Blueface. And for one thing I do respect that wack 100 didn't do, he could have told us why it was his house. He didn't get into all that. He could have said Blueface is having financial issues, but he didn't. So this again will be where we come around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Hey, Angel Wings. I'm not gonna stay on here long. This was, I guess, my test live with you guys, redirecting you guys over to the live. I'm gonna end it early. But again, you need to make sure that you're following me on this page, my Instagram page. You're not going to find these live streams on the front post tab. It'll be in the Reels tab. So once I get off, this live will be transferred over to the second tab, which is the Reels tab. That's where you'll find all of the videos. So you might see it for a hot little second on the post section, but I'm going to transfer this live stream onto the Reels tab. So if you can't find this video, just go over to the. Now, I just want to say this to you. There's a lot of mass confusion. I don't know if Blueface is, again, like somebody had said in the comment section, he's trying to break them pockets. He needs her around. He knew she had warrants. Of course, he knew she had the warrants. If she does, she allegedly has these warrants in these different states. That is a crash dummy move for him to make the suggestion for her to stay there. Like, why wouldn't they be the first place that they look for her if she has warrants in all these different states? Of course, they're gonna look at Blueface and look at his spot that she could be hiding out at. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense at all. What she's doing. Can I ask you guys to make sure y'all hit the like button because the likes are not adding up. We got about 200 people in here and the likes look like they're on a diet. It is free to like the video. I promise you it is. I appreciate the support of y'all, coming through and looking at the content. But yeah, can you please hit the like button if you don't mind? Can you please hit the like button? Um, so it's really puzzling how she is at Blueface's spot where he was staying. Let's just say his spot. We don't know if it's even his spot. It come to find out is Whack 100 spot, and it's underneath his record label, which that was a surprise to us. If Blueface never went to jail, we would have thought it was his. You know what I'm saying? We would have thought he was living like a fat cat. Neither one of them got anything that they own except that jewelry, Mr. T jewelry that they got around their neck and on their hands. And that ain't for nothing and stuff. But it's crazy how that poor little one is going to be dragged through this mess. Nobody's even considering Junior at all, and Blueface has made himself believe that that's not his son anyway, so he doesn't care what he's putting him through, and it doesn't make any sense that he's doing that, and it's really crazy. um Now another thing I wanted to address, it says he got charged with robber. Let me see. Just hit the thank you so much, lucky girl. So I'm gonna get into this Queen Op thing. Now, Cherry Boom, she's a commentator channel on Bigo. There are some legit commentary channels that do commentary in the Big Go section and that sector, and that's all that they do. There's some people that claim that they're commentary channels on Big Go, but I'm telling you, Cherry Boom was a very reliable source. I know when I did Nature Boy content, she was getting in contact with people, getting the tea from people that know him in real life. And some of these people wouldn't even reach out or even talk with commentators that were doing commentary and following this dude for years, like myself. Okay. And she would have the receipts. Now, allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly now, but I do believe, in my opinion, Queen Op did get arrested. Okay. And I'm hearing, but like I said, and I believe this too, but like I said, until I know this for sure, she's not in no boarding house. It's so funny that the person, YouTuber, that said that this girl was in a boarding house, that was the wrong word to use, boo. She's in a rooming house. She's in the same rooming house. She showed what she shouldn't be showing address in the street that Queen Op's on. It's a two-family building. Well, I don't know if they call it that, multifamily building or whatever. And it's a rooming house. Now, in some states, they would call what Queen Op was living in a kitchenette, because sometimes you get like one room, or a studio apartment. You get one big room, a bathroom, small bathroom, and then it might be a kitchen in that room, like set up with a stove or whatever, or a little small section. So to be like a three room apartment, and it's considered like a kitchenette, or some, like I said, in some states, maybe because of the square foot of the place, they consider it in some states as a room because it's not a lot of space. But she's not in no boarding house. She's in a room, okay? And that's where she was at. That's why she wasn't showing too much of that place. Not only because she was afraid that people was gonna end up finding out where she was at. That never was an issue with Queen Op. Even when she acted like, "Oh, I can't show you where I'm at. That's why I'm sitting over here." She liked it, that kind of attention. People knowing where she was at, because she wanted to feel like she was a movie star. But I do, in fact, believe she did pick up another charge. I think that Queen Op is going nuts because she's looking at some serious time. And let me just tell you this too: it wasn't for domestic violence against Chrisean. She filed charges. He violated his probation. He went to Vegas, got robbery for taking girl's phone. I'm trying to help you. Well, you know what? Let me just say something. Whether it's for him robbing somebody, he still did a crash dummy move and he went to his home state and picked up 2 charges. DV, that's against the law, and it's in a felony. He picked up 2 more felonies doing that. That was a felony if you're saying that he robbed somebody, and that was another charge. So he had charges all across the board. So it's not just one. It could have been for shoplifting. It don't matter what you did. He agreed when he was in Nevada courthouse to the terms and stipulations of his release. You get what I'm saying? And when I say release, as in doing no jail time, but if you pick up any kind of case, I don't care if it's jaywalking, you violate in any way while you're on probation in Nevada or in any state, you're going to jail. You're going to do some time. Now, we slapped you on the wrist by not doing that, but they didn't slap him on the wrist. Let's play devil's advocate. Don't nobody get slapped on the wrist when the judge orders that you do probation, because probation is time on layaway. Can we agree on that? Please put a Y in the chat. So that means if you do anything, you better tread lightly, because if you do something stupid and violate the probation of the terms that judge has set forth, you're going to jail. Period, point blank. And he knows what kind of time he's looking at if he picks up any kind of charge while on probation in Nevada. That alone. Period. So he not only picked up a charge just saying about the robbery, he picked up 2 charges DV in California. The boy was wilding out here. This is after the incident in Nevada, Las Vegas. So, he was out of control, and that's what happens. He's out of control. Now I'm gonna read these receipts of the commentary channel. I respect her position, why she didn't want to give her sources of how she knows, and I'm telling you what's coming out of her mouth. That's what I'm going to show you. I made it clear to her that I would clear this up. And no one is going to go harassing her. I will put her Bigo ID and also her Instagram handle in the top of the description box. I always forget to do it, but I always do it when I get off a live. So if you want to go follow her or message her, just be respectful, and that's it. If you want to ask her any more questions about Queen Opp, because we got to talk about Queen Opp now. But from Chrisean, that is what I'm trying to say. You keep saying he got DV from Chrisean. I agree everything you're saying, but the DV charges may sound like no. I'm trying to say if he picked up a shoplifting charge. No, I get it. I'm Michelle Taylor. I get what you're saying, sweetie. I'm just saying it didn't matter if it was a DV charge. He was not supposed to be picking up any charges. And to put it into simpler terms, he is not even supposed to be picking up any charge. No charge. It's no big or lesser charge. A charge is the charge. You're on probation. You're not supposed to be getting in any trouble with the law while under these stipulations. Now, if you finish probation and you choose to want to be a crash dummy, how you doing, Turquoise? How you doing, sweetie? Then do it after your stipulations on the first probation is over. Then get out here and do something stupid again. But don't do it while you got all these stipulations, and if you get in any sort of trouble, you're gonna do a sentence. That don't make no sense, because there's not enough money in the world that's gonna get you out of that. It says Chrisean always lies and says she's filing charges, so I don't. But see, that it doesn't matter, because in just about all states, when women do that, because the courts don't even take the women that that call the police for these DVs. They don't take them serious, and usually the Commonwealth takes over these cases. The state takes over these cases, I should say, not the Commonwealth, the state. because I don't know if they call it the Commonwealth in every state. I know they call it in all the New England states. They call it if it's a DV, if the woman's not cooperating with the law of prosecuting the offender, the state, the Commonwealth, I'm talking about in New England, that's what they call it. It could be something different in California, another name for it. They take over the case. That means they don't need the victim anymore. You feel what I'm saying, Michelle? He shouldn't have picked up no case. So it ain't no, well, if he didn't do this, he wouldn't have that. No, he shouldn't have picked up ain't nothing. He should have stayed out of trouble. He should have sat down, sat on his hands, put his hands in his pocket or whatever, and kept it cute. That's period, point blank. No problem, sweetie. So let's go over here to these DMs that I got from Cherry Boom so we can clear up this I forgot her name that quick, queenopp situation. This is crazy, all this madness that these social media influencers, they could be doing so much better with their life, and they choose to take the authority that they have and abuse the power. It's just, to me, sad. It really is. So I wasn't, before I start this, I was not going out my way to address this situation because there's nothing to address. We just want justice for Michelle. I went hard in the paint and made my commentary videos clear that what was happening to Michelle was out of order, that queenopp was doing to Michelle. So I took the time out yesterday on my time to ask what was a position Miss Cherry Boom took in going live on Bigo and saying what she said. And this is what I wrote to her. This was Monday at 3:27 p.m. Hey sis, I hope all, I said hope, well, I meant to say all is well. I'm just reaching out to see what's up with Opp being in jail. People are saying it's not true. She writes, the only reason why they're saying it's not true is because I wouldn't give them the receipt because I'm tired of them taking my content and using it. They don't know what state she's in jail, and I'm going to let them keep trying to figure out where she's in jail. And I'm not giving any more content out to any more YouTubers. It says they looked for her in Pennsylvania, and like I said when I did my life, my live, I never said she was in Pennsylvania. I never said she went to jail in Pennsylvania. So she made that clear. She said she went to jail. She didn't say in Pennsylvania, and she didn't say it actually, because I could pull up the live, and I didn't hear her say that she got locked up in Pennsylvania. She just said she got locked up. I got you, sis. I said I will update this information, and I feel where you're coming from, sis. And then she writes, yeah, I'm not a YouTuber, and the way I make my money is totally different. So when I work hard to go through all the proper channels in order to get the content that I get, I don't expect somebody to sit on YouTube and recap my video and make money off of it for free. That's just not what I signed up for. And I respect that. I'm glad that she said that. And then she said, I said to her, it's to be respected. And she said, thank you. So I just want to let you know this is what she said. And I can also pull up, and I should have had that ready, but I would have to go through an archive of videos. She did not say that she got arrested in Pennsylvania. She said that she got arrested. She didn't get into all of that. People just automatically said, oh, we'll underneath her case number, and her case number 2, who doesn't got her case number? um she didn't say that she got locked up, in Pennsylvania, she's from. She said she got locked up, and she was saying how she had turned over to the local authorities information that was crucial to the case, and also getting queenopp indicted. So, I can only tell you from the source that was publicly. This wasn't like no behind the scenes, her saying this, to me while we're drinking tea and crumpets. You know what I'm saying? Hello, how are you doing? How are you, sweetie? But what we're not going to do is, if the people who got their mouth open saying, well, where's the receipts? Some of these people can get in contact with Michelle. And what you need to be doing, if it's not true that Queen Ops didn't get arrested, she got her, if she got arrested, she's not trying to say that they're holding her and she's not arrested now. I mean, still in custody now. But let's not like dumb it down and act like this would be any surprise that Queen Op got arrested. This wouldn't be the first time that she got arrested. It's something pertaining to Michelle. When she was I think it was Florida, or was it ATL, when she went to go see her sister, Queen Op. She was putting pause on Michelle. And allegedly from Michelle's sister, when she did that interview on Empress's Bigo platform. And I can pull that up because I have that too. I'll have to pull it up tomorrow because I'm definitely not doing it today because I'm over an hour now live streaming. Her sister said that Queen Op did about 30 days for putting hands on Michelle. So let's not act like that's not no like it's an unusual situation. Oh, Queen Op got a locked up. It could be very much so true what Cherry said. I don't think that this lady is saying something publicly so she can get dragged and trolled and whatever comes behind, just making up this story out the clear blue sky on Queen Op. It's not that serious. It really isn't. It says the day when a woman can drop charges is over. The state picks it up from the time. Exactly. Because people have been abusing the system for so long that they don't even use the victim no more when they're trying to indict somebody for committing a felony for DV or anything like that. So you're right about that, lucky girl. It says it just makes her sound like she did something. That's all. I just didn't want you keep leading wrong, but let me move on. Thank you again. Hey, Tammy. Hi, sweetie. You cannot even jaywalk on probation. That's what I'm saying, Lucky. You on the same page as me with it. That part. I don't care what charge it is. It could be shoplifting a candy bar you get caught for and the police come and put you in jail. You gonna do the time. You're not supposed to get in trouble for anything. Just like when people are on parole, they tell you, your parole officer, I don't care. If you're around people that commit crimes, or they're shady individuals, stay away from them, because if you get caught with them, you're going back. It doesn't matter. You ain't got to explain to me about why you got in trouble with this person. You violated the conditions of your parole, which is probably even more stricter than even probation. You're going back, period. It was ATL that Queen Op got arrested. Hey, no nonsense. How you doing, sweetie? So yeah. Um, so I just wanted to just clear up some things. I also wanted to update you from the source that is in contact with Michelle, allegedly, let me say, people, and talk to, I guess, I don't know if it's the sister or whoever. It has to be the sister. I don't think she's talking with the mother or the father, Michelle's mother or father, but um she knows a lot. And one thing she said, and everybody was cool with that prior to hearing that Queen Op got arrested again, was that the sister is being forced to press charges. I mean, not press charges. I'm sorry, I'm not wrong word. The sister is being forced to testify against her own sister, or she'll be in trouble. Now, do you think that I believe that? I certainly do. My opinion is I believe that because people get scared when they're sitting there allowing things to happen right before their eyes and they do nothing about it. And they should be scared. Because how do you sleep How do you live with yourself knowing that your sister is doing that to somebody and you're making it okay? Make it make sense. My only point was that she always lies and she says she's filing charges against him. So leading DV makes it sound like Chrisean's press charges finally. Yeah, I don't think right, back on to Chrisean. I don't think at all that Chrisean was pressing no charges. He put hands on her and it was all a setup and she called the police. Now, a lot of times she's no different than a lot of women. It's a pattern of behavior. You call the police and then you get a soft spot in you and I can't do this to him and yada yada yada, and you end up not going through with taking him to court and him doing time for what he did to you. Now all of a sudden, he didn't hit me, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You're saying all of this because you don't want to see your baby daddy go to jail for something that you know that he did. And they don't need to get any confirmation from Chrisean Rock because I'm quite sure they can go online and see her say out her own mouth. And, and she was parked in front of his house in the car, and he was in front of the car. Remember when she was showing us on live? She said, "Look at him. He got blood on his hands and this and that and other." She said herself what he did to her. And she was telling him he was going to jail. If you're not serious about going all the way through with the DV, don't call the police in the first place. And I'm quite sure we all have done it 1 or 2 times. Maybe some people haven't. That's good for you. So we've been there before. We can relate to doing that, calling the police, and then you reconcile, and then you don't want to see him go to jail. So you don't cooperate with the system. But just know every time you call the police for something like that, they take it serious. Now you involve them. They're a liability if they don't do anything about it. Because if something happens to you, now they're in trouble. My only, it says, I read that. It says, thanks for all your updates. Thank you, no nonsense. She never called the cops. She already said she had warrants before the incident you're talking about. I don't know what happened, but I know for a fact that Carlissa said that the second DV he picked up with Chrisean, um, it didn't make his situation any better because Jaidyn was the first one that called on him. And then Chrisean turned around and called the Popo and he picked up another DV. So listen, you got to take that up with Carlissa. You know what I'm saying? The mother, she's on live every single day. When she goes live 2-3 times a day, ask her. I'm quite sure she'll see your question. Why did you say that Chrisean called the cops on Blueface? We know she didn't press no charges. She called the cops, but that's just as bad. She called the cops and put them in the business for them to take over the case, the state to take over the case and try to prosecute him. So the damage has already been done when she called 911. You shouldn't have picked up the phone and called 911 because now you got them in your business. So listen, I'm not going to stay on here any longer. I appreciate y'all coming through. Our plans was to um live stream both on IG and StreamYard, but I honestly wasn't even going to go live today. I ended up scheduling it for tomorrow, but then I said, I'm just going to go live. I promised to go live at 7. It's still early, so I'll do the live at 8, and that's why we're here now. So make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. That's not what happened. Jaidyn threw a glass at security, and he got. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, but all I know is again, um, whatever how the DV happened, he ain't supposed to pick up a charge even for jaywalking, stealing a Snicker bar out the store. Anything that he does, I don't care if it's a misdemeanor. It could have been a misdemeanor. Like I said, a candy bar out the store. If he gets caught with it, The police arrest him. He picks up a new charge. He goes and does the sentence that was put in stone and filed in the clerk's office of what he's going to do when he comes back in Nevada court. And if they say he picks up any charges, misdemeanor, felony, whatever it is on whoever it's on, he going back to jail and he's going to do X amount of time. You got to do that time. And just like Wack 100 had said, Suge Knight had the same, I guess, agreement with the courts too. And like Wack 100 says, he tells all these young boys, if you are not strong enough to, or disciplined enough to not know if you're going to get yourself jammed up again, just do the sentence. If it's a year or two that you got to do right now, do it, wrap it up, and then you're clear. But don't sit there and agree to something that you know that you can't abide by. Because if you don't follow those rules, now you're gonna be doing, if the stipulations, if you get in any trouble, now you're gonna do 3 to 5 years. I'm just saying, I don't know what's gonna happen to him or what the agreement was if he gets in any other trouble, how much time he's gonna do. But he went from 30 to 100 days getting out of prison to another warrant last week being filed from Nevada. The felony charge that was overturned into a misdemeanor because Wack 100 got it turned into a misdemeanor. So it was, now it's a lesser charge, but it don't make no sense that he got in trouble again, because even with a misdemeanor, he still had time over his head if he picked up another charge. Period. I don't care who set it off, and now he's looking at facing more time, and that time will be out of Nevada. Whatever the judge set for him to do as far as jail time, he will do it. He might be able to get house arrest. So if he's got to do 3 years, they might have an agreement that he can be on house arrest for the 3 years. It has happened like that for people like Blueface, because he's Blueface. He's not a regular citizen like us, because he's a liability in these jails anyways. So they'll work out deals like that. But Blueface is not going to get off this easily. I would love to talk to you so you can see the evidence. That'd be cool if you could do that. How can we chat? We can chat on my DM. Just DM me. And we could talk, through FaceTime. It says, I agree with you. I just want you to get the charge and details right. That's all. Neither one of them charged. Okay, Michelle. In Nevada, right? That's why the judge. Right. Well, that judge in Nevada is not happy with him, so it's not looking too good for him. He's supposed to be getting out. Everyone's saying, I thought it was June 2nd, but I guess sometime in July, the beginning of July. I don't think he's getting out in July. I could be wrong. I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but if he gets slapped on the wrist again and Nevada doesn't get no time out of him, but California did for those 2 DVs, because he's in California jail. It has nothing to do with Nevada. In California, he committed 2 crimes, and it was DVs. And if they're getting time out of him, you best believe Nevada and whatever that judge had set forth for him before he left that courtroom, and he agreed to it, they're gonna get time out of him too. It's not gonna be, well, he did time in California. That has nothing to do with Nevada. So as y'all leave out, please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. And I will be back on here tomorrow. I might do a 12 noon live. So make sure your notification bell's on with the option all. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And also get over to Instagram and follow me, because I'm going to be doing lives. I'll probably simultaneously do a live at 7 o'clock. I'll have the live going on Instagram and also live streaming on my platform on YouTube as well. So you guys can, go over there if you're over in that area and listen to me, or you can listen to me on YouTube. But make sure you follow me on both social media platforms. Here is the IG link. So on your way out, make sure you hit the like button, and also make sure you go follow me on IG. And all of the videos that I put up, which are only 2 so far. One was a test video, and then I did one yesterday again, commentary video. Is going to be on the Reels tab, not on the post. That, the first tab, I will keep them on the Reels tab. Can you drop your IG hint? I just put it right there. It's right here. Matter of fact, I'll pin it in the comment section up at the top of this chat here, so that people can click on that link. It'll redirect you to the social media IG page of mine, and just make sure you follow me. All right. So y'all stay blessed. I love y'all, and I'm out. I'll talk with y'all tomorrow. Mwah. Love y'all.